Well, hey, everyone. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30 plus year. Let me move this 30 plus year video game enthusiast, industry analyst. And today, for 6/24/2025, we'll jump through the latest gaming news, what I've been playing, all my gaming thoughts. I feel like a lot of times, and I got to get back to this, when I am like thinking or wanting to talk about games, sometimes I get set in this, okay, I'm doing a show. No. And I mean, there's a bit of, I want to give a kind of a guided format for the audience, but also this is almost like a journal for me also. And that's how it started back in the late 90s, live journal, when we were using it, at school, or not at school, but, people that I knew from school or work, we would use live journal to talk about things. But then I started talking about the video games I was playing, because even then, it's not like all the friends I hung out with played video games. Like my close friends, sure, but other ones, weren't gamers and all that. But hey, Ultronimus, good to see you. Yeah, Hydrosity. I'm trying to figure out a way to cycle through different badass music in the morning. And then Chris, good to see you. Howdy. But anyway, yeah, just thinking like yesterday, it was pretty fun thinking while I was playing, because something else that happens if I'm playing in the living room on the big TV is there's less of me like having my computer, like if I'm playing at my computer, then I have the monitor and then I'll put something on and sit there. Anyway, but being in the living room, I'm able to just play and think. And, at the end of the show yesterday, we were talking about, Jim Killex, good to see you. We're talking about the Death Stranding 2 reviews. Like I totally forgot to mention that until the end. But basically, the reviews have all been, everyone's loving Death Stranding 2 that's reviewing it. And, there's this connection I have with Kojima stuff in general, even though I don't ever fully play through his games. It's just I like that he's an auteur, and I like that he's doing weird things in video games always. But, even Death Stranding, like, I like its concept, but I'm bored playing it. But Death Stranding 2, from what I'm seeing in the reviews, it is that they've kind of condensed that gameplay loop. While it still has the weird stuff and still the delivery sim, it's a lot more tighter from what I understand gameplay-wise and pacing. So I'm actually excited to play it, because really once I read I had read the sort of underlying theme, the connection, with people that was the purpose of Death Stranding, but I didn't really get it until I played it. And it's fascinating. And I've brought this up before because I feel like the game is supposed to put you in a situation that is opposed to what Kojima is trying to make you feel, but you earn it as you play. It's funny how little I've played Death Stranding, but I've enough where I kind of get it. It's very interesting. That's why it's like it's not a tour thing. So with Death Stranding 2, the fact that they're saying that all that stuff is streamlined, I'm really looking forward to it, and that connection. Here's the thing. Like, part of me wants to play it when it comes out on PS5, but at the same time, I would prefer to buy it on PC, which will probably come out a year later. But it would be so neat. This kind of is in line with a lot of things, I've been thinking about lately. But it'd be so neat to play the game on release, which I think it's out either now or tomorrow if you get the deluxe edition. But all those people in the world playing at the same time, this is a big release. I kind of just want to be in it for that. So I'm really thinking about it. It's just that I'd rather buy it on PC. I don't have a PS5 Pro, but from what I've read, the Pro upgrades are very minimal. So the PC, by then, there would be, the updated version, PS6 digital upgrade. But anyway, Death Stranding 2 is coming out, so I'm curious if you guys are going to jump into it or not. I'm curious. Jim Kilks, more of the stick this time than just the rope. That's actually pretty good. So let's jump into what I've been playing. So Mech Warrior 5 Clans. Let me actually reset this because I did add some more time, but it's probably not updated. Anyway, so I'm loving War Robots. The thing that and I've been talking about War Robots Frontiers for the past week or so. The thing that I guess is at the core of what I like about War Robots is the mech combat, right? So as much as I'm having fun with War Robot, sometimes, the time it takes to get into a game and then out of a game and then tweaking my stuff, it's like, man, I just want to play through a game. So I was like, you know what? I know Xbox Game Pass has the MechWarrior 5. In fact, a MechWarrior 5 game that came out just last year that I wasn't paying attention to, MechWarrior 5 Clans. I was playing a little bit of it yesterday and this morning, and it's actually what I was looking for. So, like, War Robots kind of initiated, and again, it's different than Armored Core. Like, yeah, Armored Core is just kind of fast-paced. I don't feel as much as I'm in a mech. War Robots help me feel like I'm in a mech. MechWarrior 5 Clans is definitely that. It's interesting because it's more arcadey than classic MechWarrior, but it's still not as arcadey as some modern robot mech action games. So, MechWarrior 5 Clans, we'll see if I'll be jumping more into that. I've been having fun. I cloud streamed it on the Xbox just to play it last night, and I was like, okay, this is good. I'm going to install it. So I installed it and then installed it on my PC, played a little this morning, and it looks really good. And again, it came out last year, so it's actually considered a recent release, even though I think a MechWarrior 5 already came out before that. So hopefully I'll stick with it, and it'll be some good mech combat fun. Also, Godzilla PS4. I was using Gigan it was so funny. So Gigan was the last kaiju that I haven't beat the game with. Remember, there's like 24 or more. And when you beat it, you get a gold or silver star. Unfortunately, I still have some silver stars I have to get. But Gigan was the hardest because the last level was fighting Mothra. You have to, in this Godzilla game, you have to destroy these power plants, but you fight Mothra, but then Godzilla shows up too. So you're having to fight Mothra and Godzilla while destroying the power plants within, I think it's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Now, if you destroy the power plants first, the timer goes away, and then you can just fight Godzilla and Mothra. So it was funny. Last night, I tried about 3 or 4 times. I was very surprised. I was willing to keep trying, but I think what it was is, as you play through one of the game modes with a kaiju, it's maybe 12 levels or so. You gain experience, but you can't upgrade your character. Or I should say, you can upgrade your character, but then the stats won't reflect them until you do a brand new run, right? I feel like it's a very interesting roguelike nature to this game that I brought up before. So, but I was at the end, I was at this last Mothra and Godzilla boss, and I was like, I can't beat this. Final Wars. I was like, I can't beat this. I probably have to have them upgraded, and then I'm gonna have to start over again. But I was like, no. I am going to try to tactically figure out what to do. So, and I love it. This is where the fun of gaming comes together. I figured out a move set to use against Mothra, where immediately I was just on Mothra until I destroyed her, right? And that took some time to figure that out. But I had to time it just right, because then as Godzilla then shows up on the map, it's like, okay, I have to start whittling away at one of the power plants. And I destroyed it. And then so for the other power plant, I was fighting Godzilla around it. So he was hitting it too. And then it blew up. And then I killed him, because it's funny, because every single time before that, I would die right when I would destroy the power plants, and Mothra and Godzilla would kill me. But anyway, it's a fun game. It really is. It's an old school style in terms of approach, gameplay. But I think even for today, there's kind of the modern, you can just jump in, play real quick, stop at any time, resume your progress, but then upgrade all these. Like, it's very interesting. I feel like this game is one of the most underrated games ever. And look at that, 50 hours. That's insane. Okay. So Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine Mastercrafted Edition, I'm very disappointed. I loaded it up again, and like I was talking about yesterday, the save file is gone. So I did. Let me go on Twitter real quick, because then I was doing research. This game, let's see, what were they called? Like, no, I don't. Oh, maybe I posted on my profile. So SneakyBox is the developer that was hired to port this game. And, it's interesting to see. Most people are saying this Mastercrafted edition, they already have an anniversary edition. It should have just been folded into that. But considering Space Marine 2 came out the end of last year and did so well, this was Sega trying to make a quick buck. And while I can understand it and it's okay, I think what's sad is, and I didn't buy the game, I'm playing it on Game Pass, so it's almost like Microsoft, can you get with your Game Pass game company people that like, hey, it's deleting saves. So someone already posted to them saying, hi, can this bug be fixed, please? Lots of players, including me, are losing campaign saves and multiplayer rank, which is insane. They linked to it. This sneaky, what did I say, SneakyBox? Didn't respond, didn't reply. So I went in, I did a retweet to them to be like, hey, can you at least, followed by Night Dive. So I wonder if there's anyone there that I could contact to be like, hey, do you know what's going on? Because here's the thing. I'm not going to play the Space Marine Mastercrafted Edition again until I know that they're going to fix that. I don't mind playing through what I did again, but it's just I'm not going to do it right now if my save file could be gone again. So I think this is disappointing both. In fact, I should tag like maybe Microsoft and Xbox. Microsoft, or maybe just Xbox, and be like, I got this on Game Pass, but afraid to play if it keeps deleting my save. I think this is a really, really big deal, in my opinion. But am I really? I mean, no, I know this guy on June 16th is highlighting it, but how many other people are highlighting it? Are really that many people playing then? I don't know. But there was 2 Reddit threads. I linked one. He linked one. It's kind of disappointing. Okay. Let's head back. And then, yeah, I was playing Sniper Elite Resistance, playing some more. Wow, did I have so much fun yesterday. I know I talked about yesterday that it's a different developer. You can kind of feel in the map. It's a little different. Played a new map today, and like, again, even though, yeah, it might feel a little different, it's really well designed. Like, I spent so much time on a single map yesterday, and I didn't finish it yet. It's almost like whittling away at wood or something. It's like I start at one part of the map, and I'm looking at every inch. Why? Can I get a line of sight on some bad guy further up? Are there some secret documents? There's usually about 20 hidden things to find in these maps. And so I'm just having so much fun going, like the way they designed, because like I would be going forward and like, oh, what's this back here that actually takes me back to where I was? And that was actually a shortcut. And then there's the hidden areas that you can unlock. So when you start a new map, you can start in a different area to get the secrets you need. Anyway, it is funny that I would still consider Sniper Elite to be up there of Game of the Year just because of the foundational gameplay. And even playing it, like, I feel like the kind of base of Sniper Elite would make a good Indiana Jones game, would make a good James Bond game. For both of those scenarios, and maybe I'll use ChatGPT to help me with this, I would love to make a mod or a skin in Sniper Elite where you're James Bond or Indiana Jones, put the music over it, and then it would totally feel like that. Just the way the gameplay is, sneaking around, killing people or pacifying them. It's like Hitman stuff, but a little more action-oriented. Because I can decide, oh, F it, and it's happened before. I just take out my machine gun, and I just, like, a whole bunch of guys are coming. I'm like, I messed this up, didn't I? Well, let's get the machine gun, So we'll see what happens. With the Indiana Jones game that came out, that did not meet my expectations at all for an action adventure game. It was cool for Indiana Jones because it was about, looking for a mystery. I don't know. All right, let's. It is the same issue was why I hesitated to play Soul Calibur 3 on the PS2. Wow, I didn't know there was an issue there. And was that the one that had Kratos, or didn't they have it where each platform had a different character? Or that might have been 2, actually, because like Link was on GameCube. But all right, let's move on. I think that's about it. Yeah, let's move on to some news. All right, summary specs of portable PS6 CPU architect Kepler 2. There's no planned Z3 lineup for, or Kepler L2 is the guy's name, or website. Oh, it's a guy's name. Okay. There's no planned Z3 lineup for AMD's next-gen APUs. The next OEM handheld APU lineup, if it happens at all, as AMD seems to be losing interest in this market, will be their next-gen lineup in 2029. The only AMD handheld with AI upscaling anytime soon will be the PlayStation handheld. That's interesting that the AMD handheld is doing the AI upscaling. I'm thinking it's because Sony has their AI upscaling. And, I know AMD is doing AI upscaling, but not to the degree of NVIDIA. And I think they just want to get out of NVIDIA. Cores, thread, CPUs limited to 8. Both are fork of GFX 13. It's same config as Strix. Let's see. I guess not too. Oh, well, look at this whole man. They really did get a lot. So PS5, PS5 Pro, and then what the 6 could be. And the 6, which again is considered the portable, which is very interesting. That it is very powerful. Very powerful. But I would expect that to be the case. This is gonna be cool. Soul Calibur 3 didn't have guests. Soul Calibur 4 had the Star Wars gang. I believe at PSP Soul Calibur. There was one where Xbox had, was it Master Chief or was it Spawn? Yeah, Xbox had Spawn, GameCube had Link, PlayStation had Kratos. And I forget which one that was, but I remember then it was buying a copy for each console. It was insane. Anyway, just crazy that, yeah, they're going all handheld mobile, but I bet you this PS6 portable, it's going to be like a Switch where it's going to have a dock. If they're going to fully go in that direction, which I think they should. That is pretty cool. Oh, Chris, that was Soul Calibur 2. Okay, cool. There was a Wii Pseudo Brawler Soul Calibur that had, yeah, I remember seeing that, and I never played it. Oh, PS2 had Hayachi. That's what it was. That was cool. Okay. Okay, here's some neat news. Per Deadline, Kalina Liang cast as Chun-Li in Street Fighter film. So we've seen they've had some casting going on with the Street Fighter film. Looks like a Chun-Li. So, cool. Cool. That's cool news. All right, here's something I don't know what to think. Black Ops 6 adding Beavis and Butthead operators. You know what? I mean, the main foundation of what makes Call of Duty fun is the gunplay. So it almost doesn't matter that it has this stuff in it, especially that it's multiplayer. And if you don't want to deal with that stuff, you could play the campaign. But I still even think in my head, I almost feel like that's too much. But then it's like, but doesn't matter. I love times like that now when I see something and I might have a negative reaction, but it's like, but maybe it could work. And mostly it's like I don't care, but it's just 1993 to 1997 when the show ran, like that was a pivotal time in my life. There's Beavis and Butthead, there's Max, there's Aeon Flux. I mean, but that was just that. But there's other things going on during that time too. But yeah, I would watch Beavis and Butthead, but it's not that big of a deal. Okay, Dune Awakening tops 1 million players, becoming Funcom's fastest selling game ever. So this is great. A new MMO. It's made in another sci-fi franchise, but Dune, something we don't get too much of. Although, to be honest, one of the revolutionary RTSs, actually the most revolutionary RTS, the first, was Dune, wasn't it? Made by Westwood before they did Command & Conquer. I don't know if I would play this, but I might look into what people are getting out of the moment-to-moment gameplay just because I like the idea of a game. A lot of people are having fun playing it. And I'm interested in the Dune universe. I liked the original Dune movie, and I liked the new one. I didn't watch part 2, and I would like to, but it's I feel like I know Dune. So it's like I'm rushing out to see it, and I like its sci-fi-ness, but It's interesting. Okay. So Xbox is testing aggregated gaming libraries on the PC app. Now, this is something I think they hinted at or discussed before, but let's see if there's more details on this. As revealed in the new blog post, Xbox's aggregated gaming library is being tested by insiders this week and is expected to launch this holiday for the ROG Xbox Ally and the ROG Xbox Ally X. The new feature will let players launch games from Xbox Game Pass, Battle.net, and other leading PC storefronts from a single library within the Xbox PC app. It doesn't matter if you use a Windows PC or a handheld, every game you own will be found in one spot. Xbox's new aggregated gaming library will work seamlessly with the PC app. As soon as players install a game from a supported PC storefront, the title will automatically appear in the My Library section in the Xbox PC app and in the most recent category in the sidebar. So I think this has already been happening to a degree. What was it that I installed the other day? It was the Division 2. I was installing it on the Ubi app I had, but then it showed up in the Xbox. So I mean, and I know they already have their combined storefronts there, but even with Battle.net, I launch a game in Ultimate, it launches Battle.net. So I mean, to me, I don't really care if it's just that, but if they're doing it where it just launches seamlessly, then maybe we have something going on there. So let's see. Yeah, they don't have any further information on if it works specifically like that or not, except that it's in it, which I'm not going to complain. In fact, I could get used to that. GOG also has a system built in where it tracks all the libraries of all the other games you have. So these systems are doing it. I guess it's good then that you could get choice, because it could be someone would prefer a GOG interface over an Xbox interface. So, yeah, it's cool that they're doing that stuff. Okay. Pre-release build of PS5's axed game Concord leaked. So that's very interesting. The build date is November 14th, 2023, which is kind of old, but I don't know if that means it's the 16 playable characters. Wow, it has the job board. It seems like a lot was. So I guess I wonder, 9 months before the game released, it could have been where it was practically done, but it was just now the testing and all that. So it's cool that I guess it's been leaked and you can play it. I didn't really say, and I didn't really read how you could. I never played it back when it was available to play, either in a beta or whatever. But I just find it fascinating, because I will always find things like this fascinating with a company as big and sort of arrogant as Sony PlayStation willing to just cancel a game that was done. That's yeah, I mean, it's just, it's given me motivation that I can achieve great things, because if a company like Sony can spend millions, hundreds of millions of dollars on a game, I don't know if it's hundreds of millions, on a game, and then they just cancel it. Yet my Blue Gamer's not canceled. I don't know what I'm trying to get at there. But anyway, Arc System Works showcase set for June 27, featuring new game announcements. So that's pretty cool. The Arc System Works is big enough to have their own little party. So this is the 27th. So that's Friday. This will be Friday night and on YouTube. Okay. They might just be showing that Capcom the Marvel Rivals, not even Rivals, Marvel fighting game. I forget what they call that. They might be showing that. It would be cool if they had any other little things to show. But let's see. All right, Sega to open new store in Tokyo, Japan. I just wanted to say that out loud, so I've got that in my head. Sega's got a store in Tokyo, so when I'm in Japan, that's cool that they're doing that, though, because you would think it would be reverse, where any physical stores would be going away, but no, they are coming back. Talos Mobius, good to see you. I'm just saying it was leaked so fans could play or salvage it, I imagine. Chris, was it leaked, though? Sounds fishy. Yeah, I guess, yeah, like, it was probably a purposeful leak, as you guys, I think, are saying, just to kinda get it out there so people can play it. I like it. It's like Gundam Evolution, how really there's people that are playing it. Um, yeah, since it was a tax write-off. So, yeah, if it was a leak, it was something that was kinda done. Yeah, it's funny too, because if you look at anything that's been available digitally, you can usually get it. And it's just crazy to see with Gundam Evolution how people have modded that game to have the F91. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with Concord. I mean, and here's the other interesting thing about that is, and I forgot what else this is related to, how people can, leak things from, oh yeah, the Wolverine game. Was it? Sony PlayStation things that get leaked can be played on PC just because they are really developing on PC, even though the specs are tuned to a PlayStation. All right. Okay, here's another game, very interesting, called Peak. Now, it's not necessarily my type of game, but it's only $7.99, and it seems to be very interesting because it's where you you and some friends, it's co-op, you're just climbing a mountain. And then, like, you help each other up along the way, and I saw a dude throw, like, a platform. So, I guess you get tools to go along the way. Anyway, this just looks pretty neat, and it's only $7.99. So maybe something to think about, especially if you can get some friends together. Yeah. Even the canceled Transformers Reactivate was leaked, and people are trying to work on it. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Consoles are specialized PCs. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think the inevitable future is what Microsoft is doing right now, where everything can be played on anything because it can. And it makes it more accessible for people too. And I think that is it. Yeah, this is something that was already talked about, even though it looks like they're saying someone hints at it, but want me to use it, bring Xbox BC to PC. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've already said that. And then, Paris is smiling. But yeah, so I'm just waiting for that drop to happen, because the idea is the old Xbox games are going to be playable on PC. I love the sound of that. Like, I have Dead or Alive 2 no. What am I thinking? No, Dead or Alive 3 wasn't on the original Xbox digital. What else do I have? I have Hunter the Reckoning. There's a lot of cool games. And then that just means then I can play it on the ROG Ally. And then Xbox games from that era would run really well on a ROG Ally. I'm telling you, the portable thing, the playing games anywhere, I'm really excited about it. Concord was a pretty solid game from what I heard. The complaints were designed and it not being free. Ironically, most of the Cure DLC was already paid for if you bought the game. Yeah, but at the end of the day, if Sony's not seeing money, I guess, it might have been a solid game, but just like, it's almost like how, like, say you're at a buffet and all the food is solid, but there's going to be a point where you're going to be too full. Even if the other food's good, it's like, guys, well, we got to close the buffet. Everyone ate. I don't know. Let's see. I think that's about it for today. I'm going to head out. That was a lot of interesting news to cover. Game-wise, though, yeah, looking to play some more MechWarrior 5, but also Death Stranding 2. Will I play that? I don't know. On one hand, I want to play it because everyone's going to be playing it when it comes out, and it's going to be that kind of community experience. But on the other hand, it's going to get a PC release later. And yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to head out. That was a lot of fun. I will see you all later.